now the game with James. This was a well fought game that I was really excited about because we hadn't played for almost a year to the day. This was a really good game. And there was some psychological battles going on because we knew we were paired together for the whole week and it didn't change. So the last game we played was a Scandinavian. I played E4, and then shortly after that I stopped playing E4. I was like, this isn't working. And I only tried it for like a month, and I was like, I'm not playing this. This isn't working. I need to find something different. And then I played the English for almost the whole year. So, round 2 of the late summer Swiss is with James. 1779. I'm sitting at 1555. So I'm excited about this game because he beat me last time and I have a chance to even the score. So I thought, well, he played a Scandinavian last time. I'm going to play right into that. So I studied all week for a Scandinavian, expecting him to play a Scandinavian. And he expected that I would do this smartly enough, which was amazing. So that was pretty smart on his end to think that I would really attack. I would just attack him. I would go right after his rep. So he was probably smart to prepare not to play that, because it probably would have ran him into a lot of trouble. So he was really clever not to play into that, as I had a number of traps ready. I have forgotten most of them, but there's not a lot of Scandinavian players. And he played 1e6, and all of my prep went out the door. And I was like, wow, dude, you're going to play a French. But I'm okay with that because I was prepped for the French too, and I played the French for almost that whole year as well. So I kind of knew a lot of the lines. And the French that I played was, let's get into the typical French structure, which is just like this. Now, in normal French, the main line is exactly what James played. He played the main line. I deviated here because I did not like these lines with early queen to b6, because the queen, you can kind of get stuck on that side, and then your king side development is really difficult. So what I would typically do in the French that I would play, and now if we look at it from James's point of view, this is a good structure. This is a very common structure. It's been played millions of times. This is one of the 4 pillars of chess openings after one e4. And this structure is very common. So there's many ways to proceed in this structure. And the main line is exactly what James played, which to me, I don't, it's still the main line, but I think it's the old main line. I don't think many people play this anymore. Maybe they do, and I'm just unfamiliar. I don't think the French is played all that much, at least at the top levels. At the club level, I'm sure. But I think a lot of people shy away from it because of this piece right here. Your bishop, they call it the French bishop because it's stuck by all these pawns, and it's got no future. So my ideas in this particular French were to develop the knight here, depending on what white does, and then develop the knight here. And now look at this structure is much different than this structure. So now you lose a tempo, but I think it's an important tempo to lose, just because now your idea is you play on the side of the board where your pawns point. Okay, I'm going to castle that way. I don't care about the king side. Now I've brought another piece over to my attack on the queen side by getting this knight out of the way. It also provides you, if white wants to play on the queen side as well, it gives you an option to castle king side even. So, and now you're one step closer to actually castling. Now I would not castle king side in this particular scenario, because the bishop's going to develop here, and then you have pressure, 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 and the queen coming in. And I mean, look at this. Everything is pointed at the king side. There's no reason why you'd want to castle that way. And the whole idea of this particular structure is after knight ec6, they usually go here. And what you do is you're hoping that they're going to castle, and now you can force a bishop trade, which if you can force the light squared bishops off, you're doing great. So if we get this and this and this, and then we come back, there we go. We have now solved our problem with the light squared bishop. We can develop our queen here and castle queenside. And we're doing fine. Bishop can come here and maybe out here at some point, and now we can push these pawns. So that's the whole idea behind how I like to play the French. James did not play it that way. There's nothing wrong with the main line. It's still played today, even at club level. And I developed my bishop to d3. And he developed his French bishop to e7 or d7. A lot of times this happens right away and then castles, but James didn't play that. We had one more developing move, and then he did that. And I protected my pawn in the middle, even though it's protected by the knight. And this particular line is called the Barry-Milner Gambit, or the Barry-Milner Gambit, or the Milner-Barry Gambit. I always mix it up. It's the Barry-Milner Gambit. Okay, yeah. Nope, it's the Milner-Barry Gambit. Yeah, I had it backwards. I always get it backwards. And I'll probably continue to get it backwards. That's just, I can never remember which order it is. Maybe one day I'll remember. I'm not perfect. So the idea is to let them take the pawns, and now you get this crazy development. And now, look at, I have one more piece, and I'm fully developed, and black is stuck with these two pieces back here. And he played h6. We had a really good post-mortem about this particular move. We had quite a bit of discussion about it, and he was really concerned I was going to bring a piece in here. And I think the whole idea is that I can bring a piece in there, but I'm expecting black to move play queenside, because that's the way their pawns are pointing. And he just didn't want to have to deal with anything with this weak pawn, which makes a lot of sense because it's really weak. It's only protected by the king. But what we discussed is the problem with that move is there's no way to now protect that pawn any further with knight to a6. So one of the ideas in the French to get your knight out is to develop here and then here. And the idea being, if you do move there, new variation, we get this structure, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with this structure. This is actually good in the French because now you've opened up the G file for your rook, and you can castle and then get your other rook over after you move your bishop out of the way, and now you can get this really quick attack all of a sudden. And I am new to playing the structure from the white side, and James is new to playing the French from the black side, so that was something that he wasn't particularly familiar with, but I'm glad that I was able to share some of that knowledge with him. And hopefully, if he continues to be a French player, he can use some of that to his advantage. But yeah, we thought that this move is almost kind of really limiting, because now you can't do anything. That knight is even obstructed more. You can still probably follow that same type of plan, but and I thought, okay, I don't know exactly what my plan is here, but I want to keep him out of the same type of situation. I don't want him improving here. And then I'm going to be able to play b4 and expand on the queen side. And that's what happened. He was able to get one of his pieces developed, and then he brought his knight in here. And I thought, well, I probably could have just left it and thought, okay, what are you going to do? My pieces are really well placed, and I thought about making this move and giving him a question. What are you going to do? How are you going to handle this? He has no way to attack the knight again. I mean, I guess he could move here. But yeah, it gets messy pretty quick. And now we might trade. So if he did that, I'm going to trade here, 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 here. And we get this kind of structure. But that's tough. Not sure exactly who this is good for, but it's unclear. And maybe he just takes it. New variation. I thought, okay, here he's in check. Probably would just come back, or actually he'd probably come forward like this. This also gets really messy as well. And now what? Oof. This is crazy. Attack the queen. It's got to move. Come back here. I'm going to win the rook. And now tough. This is crazy. Really tough. Not sure. Some of these lines get really messy. So I'm not sure. But I traded and he came in. I think we thought the best move we thought was this. Because when we discussed him post-mortem, I mean, what does black do at this point? Because there's no way to stop anything. So here's an idea. If he takes here, check, check. He's got to move again, I guess. Come back here. We take the rook. And didn't think about that, but if he comes here, he's going to be hit with that. So he can't move that way. I'm going to win the rook. I mean, he's not up a rook because this one's here, but that queen might get trapped. Yeah, this is rough. And then if he comes back, I mean, we can still do the same thing. got two pieces on this. Let's try this again. So if I go here and he comes in, and then here I think we thought check. No, that doesn't work. Yeah, because we thought there was some variation we saw where the bishop comes back and you might be able to hold on, but I don't think it works. We saw something, but maybe our analysis was messed up in the post. I'm not sure. Because, yeah, I mean, this is coming. Whoops. This is coming. So, yeah, we think that was probably the winning move, and I missed that. I mean, I saw it, but I couldn't. I saw this move, and I was seeing things here. Whoops. I saw this, and I even saw this, but I didn't see the follow-up after the king moves, which to me, my just calculation wasn't that far. So you have to see 1 and 2, 3. I didn't see this next move. I didn't see the third move, which to me I should have seen it. I should have spent more time on this move. This was, what move was this? Move 13. Yeah. I only spent 7 minutes here. I should have spent 20 minutes here because this would have won the game, I think. Or it would have been very difficult for James to proceed, I think. Not sure. Yeah, I think this is I think knight b5 was the winning move. Because how do you stop that? I don't see, even now that I'm looking at it afterwards with a clear head and not like in the moment of the game, because it's easy to get tunnel vision and stuff like that and not be objective. I mean, how do you handle this? I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what the best move is here for black. You have to move your queen. You're stuck to move your queen, otherwise you lose it. You can't stop knight to d6. Yeah, I mean, this would have been devastating. Yeah, I think that is the only try, but even then, after this, what do you do? Like, you have to come back, right? If you go here, yeah, that just doesn't work. Yeah, it's losing. Knight b5 is just a winning move. This is probably double exclam, and I saw it and I didn't make it because I didn't see. I saw knight d6, but I didn't see knight f7 check. Damn, it's a total bummer. So I think that's game over at this point. That's resignable. Yeah, nothing you can really do. You can't stop it. I don't see a defense. You have to come back, get the rook, and now your queen. Now you got to deal with your queen because your queen could. You have to be careful. Your queen could get trapped. I'm gonna get my knight out. What's the best move here for black? Yeah, I mean, I'm getting my knight out and you've just straight up lost a rook, so. Yeah, tough one. Maybe the only try here is this. Go after this bishop. Oh, you can't even do that. Queen to h5 check. I mean, how do you deal with that? I'm getting out. Yeah, this is crushing. Wow. Dang, if I just would have sat and thought about it longer. Okay, so I didn't make that move. I couldn't finish it in my brain. I think I was just too excited. I'm not sure why I missed that, but I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna attack his queen to develop a piece at the same time. He played queen to b6. I think it's the funny thing is I think I still have it here. No, you can just take it now. That doesn't work here because you can just take it. Yeah, I can't take back. Yeah, that doesn't work there. Nope, it doesn't work there. So I improved another piece, put a rook on an open file. Always want to do that. Queen to h5, being aggressive as possible. So now he can't castle. That pawn is hanging, and I'm coming in. And he developed, and I took his pawn. Which to me is just what's the defense here? Because I saw this new variation. I'm gonna go here. Nothing you can do. If he takes, we're gonna take here. This pawn can't do anything. That pawn's under attack. Rooks are coming in. Yeah, you can't take it. You just have to lose the pawn. You have to move your queen, which he did well. He saw it, and I wonder if there's a better move than knight to f4 here. Maybe bishop to g6. I think bishop to g6 would be better than moving the knight. That's probably, I should have just left it there. I think, how do you handle that? Castles? Maybe. I don't think you want a castle though, because let's see. Yeah, maybe that's the defense. I did not see that move, but okay. I played knight to f4. I want to just attack that pawn, that e6 pawn. Castles, I think, is the best move. And rook to c4. I want to get that over to the g file. Bishop to b8, bishop to e8. Obviously, trying to hang on to any types of mating threats or me coming in to g6 with my knight, or taking on e8, you know, because my bishop is now hanging on d3. There's a threat, so I can't move this. So it's a very good defensive move. I move back, wanting to get my knight to h5. Bishop to g5, protecting my rook now. He can't take it because I can still move back. So now I protected that. Now my knight's free to move. And he was smart to get his king out of the way of any types of pins. And here I just want to maneuver my queen around to e4 and then just go for kind of a caveman type of mate on h7. But yeah, I got his queen out of the way. That was smart because now he can get his other rook in the mix. Brought his queen in. I played h4. Played queen to h5. And I know there's still got to be life in this. Bishop to e2, queen to g6. And I think I could have just played here. I mean, how do you stop that? Queen to g5. No, that doesn't work. I think when we looked at it, there's something here. I just don't remember. And I had external factors kind of making me decide to take a draw. So I kind of let James off here. I was trying to get home to see my son because he was home from college. So I was thinking about that, and I knew that an endgame here would be a grind. So I was like, I'm just going to take a draw. I really didn't want to. I wanted to play this on, but yeah, there's definitely something here. Just don't remember. And then I think, was it here? Or was it here? I think we did this. Yeah, rook to g4, queen to f5. I just don't see it. I feel like there's a way to trap the queen, but I can't find it. I don't know. Maybe you guys can find it. Leave me some comments down below and see if there's a way to get through it. Rook to d2. That's what I need to play. Yeah, probably. Yeah, now what do you do? I mean, if you don't keep your king, if you don't keep your queen back, I'm coming in. Like, I'm going to start sacking pieces. But I think if we, I think there's something else here. I just don't see it. So here, was it this? I think it might have been this. Yeah, the core. There's just I have too many pieces. Yeah, coordination is just too awesome. Um, yeah, I just don't see a way through. I mean, your defense is pretty good, but there's a way. There's got to be a way. I think probably you're right. Like playing, just a rook d2, probably repeat a little bit, and then play rook d2, and then go from there. Um, don't know. Or somehow trying to. Yeah, instead of that, no, no, no. Yeah, it does. Yeah, probably just play it slowly. Go here, and then let you come in, fine, whatever. And then, bring my queen over, bring my bishop to this square. No, that's not what I want. Just this, and then move the pawns or whatever. Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think it's just a slow play, but I felt like there was something faster. Maybe not. It's certainly tough. It's tough to play, and I don't know what the evaluation is here. I didn't look at it, but um, back here when I played this, maybe I didn't even have to play that. Maybe I could have just played rook to d2 right away. Said, okay, let's go. What are you gonna do? And then what's the best move here? I don't even know. Then getting my queen to like h3 and pushing g4. Like what? How are you gonna stop that from coming in? G4, G5, and then rip open the king side. You're gonna get a tempo or two, but I don't think you can stop the onslaught that's coming. Especially with these guys, like. Yeah. Good game, James. I enjoyed this game a lot. My head wasn't completely in it. I was distracted a little bit, but wish I could have been a little bit more focused. Yeah, it's just you're just stuck kind of moving your queen back and forth while I can just continue to improve. Good game though. It was really good. I've learned a lot from it. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, James definitely kind of I let you off. Um, Wish I would have been a little bit more diligent. Um, my son wasn't even home. That was the thing. He went to go see his brother, so I didn't even get to see him that night. So I could have played. I could have played on. I didn't know that he was leaving to go see his brother and go hang out with him. Otherwise, I would have gave you a bigger fight. But either way, good game. I was happy to get into some of the psychological aspects of chess because you don't get to see them often. And this was a fun game. Lots to be learned. So thank you for such a good game. Thanks for watching, everyone.